Everyone always tells you to start the year with a bang, and so I have. I've bought way too many LEGO sets, and in particular LEGO Marvel, which has led me to massively increasing my minifigure collection. So I put them all together and created a haul of 35 minifigures, with some being new releases for 2024, and others being old and retired, dating back to the likes of 2018 and 2019. I won't go through them all because quite frankly that would be boring as hell, and this video would just be way too long. Also, 12 of the 35 were indeed finally completing the Series 2 CMFs, but let's not talk about how painful that journey was. So I wanted to create this video because sadly, not all of these figures will necessarily get included within a video. So I've narrowed it down to 11 that in particular I wanted to talk about. Yes, I'm awkward, I couldn't just choose 10. And with how well some of these figures are indeed designed, it would be a shame not to give them a chance to shine, at least for 10 minutes or so. So the first minifigures that we're going to look at did arrive in my collection at the start of the month, and they are new releases for 2024. But Rocket and Ronan are definitely the standout reason to buy the new Warbird. At this moment in time, both of them are indeed unique. Rocket features himself in a brand new torso, taking him back to his Ravager days. It's a massive upgrade from the 2014 version and features a much greater amount of detailing, showing his Ravager outfit in comparison to its predecessor. Sadly though, that is the only new feature of this minifigure, as it is the same head and tail as included within the 2023 Bowie. But the big draw to this set is that Ronan the Accuser features for the first time in a decade. Let's not go kidding ourselves, it's not quite as good as the original, but that figure will set you back $70, which just isn't feasible to most collectors. So to get the new version in 2024 to a very high standard, it's definitely something to shout home about. In comparison to recent times, LEGO Marvel tends to fall short with leg printing, so I'm very glad that this minifigure did indeed include printed legs. The cape or robe, whatever you like to call it, comes across as a bit more menacing than the original, and I really like the jagged and roughed up look it provides. But everything from the look on his face to the detailing within the printing, it certainly merits a positive response, and it's a great alternative to a much more expensive original. I won't get started on my predictions for Guardians in 2024, but I do feel like this year could heavily feature around the sub-theme, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Next up, we have a couple of retired minifigures dating all the way back to 2018, that being AntMan and the Wasp. They both feature in the Quantum Realm Explorer set, but the main reason I bought this set was to assist my custom Daredevil for my Echo showcase. But besides from all of that, I'm very happy to add them both to my collection. AntMan himself looks great, the dark red and black suit flowing together in perfect harmony. Not to mention the small details of printing you can see that really define and represent the subatomic particles to the highest of quality. I also find that the miniature Ant-Man you get with the Goliath CMF is a great little comparison side by side. It's almost a before and after entering the Quantum Realm. Wasp is also fantastically done, and it would have been my standout minifigure had it not been for the lack of details within the legs. With the incredible near translucent blue wings, it's a shame as this figure itself is fantastic, but it almost feels as if the figure's cut off the second you reach the legs, with the contrast going from detail to literally, well, nothing. But what a set. It's another great addition that I can add to my ever-growing Marvel minifigure collection. But as I hinted at a minute ago, Daredevil from the 2021 $350 Daily Bugle is another minifigure in which I've managed to get this month. I spent close to $20 on eBay, and I'm certainly not fully decided where I stand on this figure yet. It's great to know it's the only Daredevil minifigure to date, but especially in line with the Charlie Cox series and now more recently No Way Home and Echo, there is such a great opportunity for LEGO to develop a more up-to-date and modern Daredevil. And therefore the custom in which I've recently recreated in my Echo showcase, I absolutely adore. But this version, I mean, I respect it, but it isn't the same. Again, the figure is nice, there isn't a crazy amount of detail, you have the Daredevil logo in the middle, but the standout part is definitely the headpiece. But it's a welcome addition to my collection. Next is a minifigure that you might have seen in my Sandman No Way Home Part 2 video, but new for 2024 and for the first time appearing in a LEGO set, it is indeed Lizard. Now I still don't fully know where I stand with this minifigure. Now don't get me wrong, I am very happy that it's finally been included within a LEGO set. I think the printing is very nice, you have the claws on the feet and the scales all around the body, plus the face itself is extremely menacing and it clearly portrays Lizard very well. I just can't help thinking that this figure should have been a big fig in comparison to the likes of Hulk. He clearly isn't the same size as the likes of Spider-Man, and therefore is probably my only real disappointment from this, but I'm very glad that LEGO have finally made a Lizard figure. Sticking with the whole Spider-Man theme, the next figure I wanted to show you comes in this new smaller $10 set. I think both the figures included are excellent, but in particular this venomized Dr. Octopus just about steals the show. One side of his face is completely venomized, and the other I guess is a half transformation representation. That is a long sentence for you. But I do think for a $10 set, this figure is near exceptional. The venom infection spreading is extremely cool, especially on the torso itself, and the way that LEGO have opted for a black arm, plus I think the half transformation headpiece looks fantastic. A really underrated $10 set, I highly recommend it. Moving on to the final 4 minifigures, they all indeed come from the only sets in the sub-theme What If, a fantastic Marvel show, and these figures have indeed been retired for just over a year or so now, and with how much I enjoyed season 1 and 2, I'm really surprised that these sets don't command a higher value. The first one I have here is indeed indeed Tony Stark. It isn't a unique figure. You might have seen this one before because it is indeed featured in one of the Iron Man armory sets. Otherwise, I do think this set would command a much higher value. It's not the craziest figure you'd see, but I just really enjoy the casual look of Tony Stark, and I think the hairpiece, along with I guess the rock band styled torso, it really makes this a fun low-level minifigure. The other minifigure from this set that I will show you is indeed the Watcher. Yes. What if there was slightly just a bit more care put into this figure? Don't get me wrong, I think they've got the basics correct. Just the proportions such as the size of the golden chest plate to me don't 100% line up. But without threading a camel through the eye of a needle, this is again a brilliant figure. And if you enjoyed the series as much as I did, I must recommend that you pick this one up for yourself. Especially the look with both capes, it really comes across as a powerful minifig. The other set from the wave being the Hydra Stomper, all three minifigures are indeed unique. But the ones I have decided to show you are indeed Red Skull and Captain Carter. Sorry, Steve. Red Skull looks truly terrifying. The black to red works amazingly well, and the detail within the torso and legs are exceptional. The legs are indeed what makes this minifigure new, but sadly, if you weren't aware, the more you look into it, you realise they are indeed the same as the ones included on Emperor Palpatine. But overall as a whole, it's the best iteration of Red Skull that we have received to date. Captain Peggy Carter has some really awesome detail. She's marked as being in her stealth suit, and you can see this because it's very similar to the stealth suit from Winter Soldier, but instead of the American flag, it's the British flag. Fish and Chip Kingdom has returned. She's absolutely ripped. Look at the abs. I'm sure she'd pack a punch and a half. But it's a fantastic figure, and with a double-sided head, Carter can come across as nice one day and then pretty angry the next. The shield looks amazing, and it's overall probably with the Watcher, the standout minifigures from What If that we have received to date. I'm definitely going to make a video around this theme in the not so distant future. I think the mech style builds are at the high end of LEGO Marvel, but the potential just really hasn't been met. With the likes of Doctor Strange and Ultron episodes not featuring as a set, let alone the more recent young Peter Quill, and the fact that season 2 hasn't even had any sets released or even announced. It's a real shame as the potential is definitely there to explore within this sub-theme, but overall I have seriously had a haul of Marvel minifigures to start the year, and I'm so happy to be adding all of these to my collection. Let me know your favourite out of all of them. Have a great day everyone. Bye guys.